Hi everyone, I'm back. So, my rambling ways, I should know better than to do an unboxing and a bracelet together. Unless it's a strung bracelet, it's not going to happen. Especially how I like to talk. So, it occurred to me that I don't need to worry about how many pearls I use because I have the big bag of pearls. So, I am going to make this for a 7.5-inch wrist. So I added more pearls on each end, and I still am going to do this little interesting part here. I feel like it really dresses it up. I have made some right angle weave where this part goes right to the end, and I just find it to be a little chunky around your wrist. So I kind of want it to taper off. So I'm going to continue with this. So I'm in the right position with my thread. So I'm just going to go ahead, and so it's basically the same right angle weave that you do with the bigger bead. You're just changing the bead. So you don't have to change anything else. There's two there. That. So it's interesting. I'm uploading the other video, the first part of this, so you'll probably see this first. Who knows? You might not watch the other one and watch this one. It's happened. But so I was just mentioning, yeah. See how this looks? I think that just looks amazing. So it looks like it's part of it. You could do some really cool stuff. Like you could put this here and then go around all of these doing that and make it even wider. That would look so cool. I'm just thinking we should try that. That would look really cool all the way around. That might be a bit too much bling for now. Let's just do this first. One thing at a time. So yeah, I needed some cheering up, and I was uploading this video, and I do everything off of my tablet, and then like I have my computer on, I'm sitting in front of it. But what I do is I upload it directly from the tablet because that's where I record it, and then I go into my computer and I take and do all the adjustments. Like there's a few things you have to do to the video to ensure that it's watchable and stuff. One of the things is they have like spam and bots that put like pornography links into the comments and stuff. So you have to go in and change a setting that says the suspect comments must be reviewed kind of thing. So I don't know why that's not just automatic. I'm sure you guys wouldn't appreciate seeing all kinds of comments for porn sites. Like, please. But, I mean, I guess there's a big porn community out there, so. But anyway, so when I went to my tablet, I realized I had not finished watching a video from Lise Freevold. And, oh my gosh, she's from Norway. She's just starting out doing YouTube videos. She is so funny. Once she gets her video situation taken care of, like how the camera works and stuff, you guys are gonna just fall in love with her. She is hilarious. Like I watch them now just because I just want to hear her talk. She's hilarious. At the end of the video, she says, this one anyway, she said, you know, I'm just double checking the size, make sure it's the right size. She said, you know, I'm just doing this, I'm new to this, so the video may be a bit weird or not very interesting. So if it is like that, just you know, don't watch it, and maybe come back in a year and see one of my videos. I think that's hilarious. Oh, she says just cracks me up. So we are definitely gonna do, you know what, I need to talk to her. We're gonna do a collaboration. Maybe what we should do is a live. Because this way I could shoot it. I gotta figure out if I can actually do a live with my setup because I'm doing it from my tablet. I guess what I could do is put my computer on and look at the comments through the computer, but, you know, record this way. You might see a test happening soon, but I think we should get Lee's. I think her name is Annalise, but we should get her and do that together. It would be so hilarious. Yeah. But she cheered me up for sure. So I was, in the other video, I was talking about, I want to do a bracelet that uses mostly these new seed beads that I got. And I have a pattern that I learned from Mila's beading. And yeah, so that's going to be cool. I'll definitely do that. But what I have to say is I noticed that she commented on one of my bracelet videos that the video is one that I follow her design. So I called it Beading with Mila. So she gave me a thumbs up and a beautiful on it. So I sent her a message saying how much I love her stuff and her channel and her, and asked her if she'd adopt me. So hopefully she thought that was funny and not weird. Okay, I am just going to double check this for size. So I was, the camera shut off on the last video, and I was busy yammering and making the bracelet. Now, thank goodness I was doing the same pattern for the, okay, so I probably need, let me see, what is it? It's kind of hard to see this. Jeez, I'm really far away too. Okay, so if that's there, and we have, that'll take me to about there. I think one more of this, and then I'll double it on the other side. My thread, so it's not tangled. Make sure I haven't created a knot here. I've done that where I just set it down and all of a sudden it's a knot. Just make sure. And I've gotten knots. Look at this. That is the tail from the needle that's created a knot. That's, I felt something and I was like, ooh, I better check. So I know what the problem is. My tail is too long on my needle. And I just did that to make it easier, but you know what? It's not easier when you're cutting thread out. So let's fix that right now and pull this down to about there. That's a better length. And so yeah, I was so excited when I saw that she commented. I hope she doesn't think I'm stealing her ideas. I definitely say to people, this is not a tutorial, this is not my design. And I give the link and make sure they know this is Mila's awesomeness. But, you know, if somebody doesn't like that, then I will definitely, I didn't put my thread through. Silly girl. So yeah, this I think is I want to say is a 10 needle, and these seed beads, now they're 11 O's, so it's pretty good, are going through really well. So this pink and cream color, I don't know if they're champagne color. I should check. I pulled it off of a strand. It has a name on it. See, you really don't want to be following my videos. What do you mean you want a link? I should just say I have bad memory. I couldn't tell you. That's the truth, though. I have a terrible memory. Champagne. Okay. So, Michael's is actually having a Black Friday sale, and I did a haul a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if they do price matching. I'm sure they do, but you know what? At this point, the price matching, I had 50% off, and they're offering 60% off. So I guess I could just go with my receipt. I might do that. But here's the thing, because we're in lockdown, first of all, I will probably do a pickup order. So I kind of don't want to go in the store. The stores, because of the lockdown, are on 25%. And I just heard in Ontario that they're now limiting box stores to only sell essential items. Because I guess some of the smaller retailers were closed because they're not essential. And they're complaining, saying, well, why is it that Costco can sell I don't know, like a laptop or something like that, or candy bars, but we can't, sell our stuff. And the thing was initially because they can't kind of separate the store, although some stores have put plastic sheeting over certain items so that you can't take them off the shelves. It's getting kind of ridiculous, but we got to do what we got to do, right? And the idea is to discourage people from going out shopping. So that I understand. So that's the end of that. Since we have thread, we might as well go ahead and let's add the button. That's a pretty, so what do you think? It's very light compared to, I don't think it matches. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, that's pretty. And you know what? That's going to match these. Ah, yes. Lovely. And you know what? In this one, I did a bicone. So I put a bicone and then let's see. So this was done with the Tohos. So you can kind of see how they're not very even in shape and size. Okay. So what did I should look at somebody else's design because I saw some that were really pretty. I wonder if I did one of these but add a bicone here. But do I really need to do that? This is too many decisions. You know what? I'm gonna take my thread off, my needle off. My head hurts. I can't decide. You guys are no help. Oh my god, it hurts. Maybe I should eat. That's probably why it hurts. Let's go to the side. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I need to go for a run or something. I'm like, the more I think about this appointment situation, the more with my surgeon canceling, the more I'm going from sadness, disappointment, I'm getting into the anger phase. You know what? I kind of knew when I was preparing for this that I was probably shouldn't count my chickens before they're hatched. My wife would be so proud of me. I just got a saying right. I had to think about it though. I was like, okay, how does that go? Is it eggs before they're hatched? Don't count your eggs in the basket. They never hatch. That's the saying. That's more like it. It's more like it. Let's put these guys here and here. They're so beautiful. Yeah. I may end up cheating off of keto. That might, you know what would cheer me up? Homemade cinnamon buns. They're my favorite. And I have to say, I am really good at making them. And I use the bread machine. That's the easiest part, man. Just throw everything in the bread machine, put it on the dough setting. And this one's kind of sticky. I don't know if I want to use it if it's sticky. That's fine. So there's 2. So yeah, just throw it in. About an hour and a half later, you have some fluffy dough. I take it out, I roll it out. Okay, there goes my first seed bead. Oh, that one almost went too. The recipe I was using, oh, look what I did. I didn't put it through here. The recipe I was using said to mix your margarine and your brown sugar and cinnamon. And then when your dough is ready, you spread it. I was watching YouTube, of course, and this woman said, this is how you make the best cinnamon buns. And of course I had to watch. I'm like, yeah, her cinnamon buns aren't as good as mine. So I watched. I'm like, oh, you sneaky sneak. So what she says to do is to take your margarine and spread it on top of your dough. Once you have it flattened out in the shape that you need it, then you spread your margarine across it that way, and then you pre-mix your brown sugar and your cinnamon together, and then you sprinkle that all over the margarine. And then I don't know, I think she might have used a piece of parchment paper, put it over that, and then press it down and then take it off. I just use my hands, and you press it in, and what it does when you start rolling, the brown sugar doesn't fall off, so it sticks to the margarine and stays evenly in place. Also, when you're cooking, it doesn't fall down in the bottom and burn in the pan. It sticks to the inside of the bread, so it's awesome. Delicious. So yeah, and then I roll them, and I have like one of those cutters I got at the dollar store. They're like a straight bar cutter for doing exactly that, cutting pastry and stuff, but super cheap at the dollar store. And yeah, I just eyeball it. I make a cut in the middle, and then I divide it up that way, and then put them in a baking sheet. Now I spray or rub some oil in the bottom of the baking, like a cookie or a cake pan, rectangular one, and just enough spray to get your parchment paper to stick, and pop that in, and then I put the cut pieces of cinnamon roll in there, and I'm sure you guys probably have awesome recipes for this. And then I cover it and let it rise for another hour. And yummy. And because I can't have dairy, I use the recipe asks, it's more like a royal recipe, so you start with butter. I use margarine because of the dairy. And then you add a cup of your confectionery sugar, icing sugar, we call it here in Canada. And then mix it all together. Then you add some. So instead of the milk, you can do something like almond milk, but I had a bad experience with almond milk, so I don't use it anymore. So I just and you know what, I didn't go through that one now. I am just not doing well here. This is how you can tell my mood is crappy. But you know what, instead of cheating, maybe what I should do is go out and go for a run. I live by the ocean. I'm so spoiled. It's so beautiful, even when it's snowing and raining, and it's still beautiful. So I used to do barefoot running. I haven't, but you know what, I will probably take it up again because I'm lighter, 80 pounds lighter, so it's a lot easier on your feet. But so yeah, that would cheer me up. But I've done barefoot running in the winter in snow and ice. People think I'm crazy, and I am. That's okay. That's me. I'm just gonna check what I have on this side. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 2 more. Let's try and remember to go through. I almost picked up the beads again. Let's go through. This is my other side that's coming through here. And I probably didn't leave enough of a tail here. Well, we can always put the clasp on last. So, almost did it again. You guys gotta let me know when I start doing that. My sister Sylvia's birthday's coming up December 1st. And darn it, I didn't send her gift. That's the other. I mean, I sent a bunch of stuff early of bracelets that I had made. I sent a huge box and told her to just divvy them up as she saw fit. So, I have a ton of bracelets from the videos. I don't know what to do with them. Some of them I love and I don't want to give them away, but for the most part, it's just they're sitting in a plastic container. So if people have any idea what I should do with them, let me know. If anybody wants to, if you think it's something people would be interested in to buy, I could do a fundraiser for maybe Feed Nova Scotia and just do it that way. Like I need one more thing on my plate to do. I have a feeling that I am going to tear apart my office soon. And you know what? I think that's why I'm getting frustrated with, as I get more and more unboxings, it's harder to figure out some place to store things. And I knew this was gonna come up, but okay, so let's see how this comes out on the mandrel. Let's see if I can see this. Okay, so I was hoping to do 7.5. Look at that. Perfect. That's the other thing, when you are tired and annoyed, little things like this start to happen. Okay, so we are, yeah, this is exactly what I need. It's not quite 7.5, but that's perfect because that'll give it a bit of space for the closure. So again, I'm not going to finish this off. I'm going to look up how somebody else has done it. And actually, I may end up practicing my peyote. Marie will be so proud of me. That's pretty. I like how that's turning out. Okay, so let's do this part. This is the fun part. And it really blings it up. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. Look at that. This is gorgeous. This looks really pretty with the champagne. Wow, okay, enough ogling. I'd be ogling my own bracelets. That's why I love this stuff. Okay, so we need another piece of thread, but now we could probably use these small pieces that I have. This one's kind of stiff. Oh, they're both the same. You know what? I'm going to go with the longer. I'm just going to be careful and make sure I have the longer piece. Because... just 1 minute. Okay, I've threaded my piece of thread. And I've got it coming out here. And so I haven't done this that often. I think I've maybe done it for 2 bracelets. So let's see if I can figure this out. I just want to see where I've got this thread. Okay, so I think I need to be through this bead here. I don't think this part matters that much, but we'll keep it till I'm pretty sure what I'm doing. So let's try it that way. So, okay, so we need, now we're going to do a seed bead, a bicone, a seed bead, a bicone, and a seed bead. And I'm trying to remember if I go across this way. Let me see if this is it. See, this is the problem with being new to this, is I will do stuff and it's like, you look at it, you're like, wow, she's doing really good. And then I'm like, I don't do it for like a week and I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I do this again? So I'm just wondering if I go side to side, then I come up here and then to the next. So I think that's probably the smartest route to take. So yeah, so I think that's So we'll pick up one of these and a bicone, and then go through this seed bead. And that will be the third piece to our flower. And then we're going to pick up a bicone and a seed bead. And we are going to come through these two here, and we're going to set up for the next one. Might have to do them separately. Guess it was a little tighter than I thought there. And that's my mouse that I hit. Okay, this is... Look how that all comes together, and just kind of... The first two were not tight enough. Oh my goodness. This is crazy how beautiful this is going to be. So again, I still feel like it's a little loose. So next time I'll have to be sure to pull it tighter. There. That's what I want. Nice. It's a little hard to see. That is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, next one. This, I still can't get over how gorgeous this is looking. One. Trying to remember the sequence of which holes, like where to put your... Let me see if I turn this way. I don't know if that'll help. These lines might be getting in the way. Okay, so now we need a seed bead, a bicone, and we are going to go through this seed bead. So let me pull that a bit, hold it tight, pull this through. And a bicone. So I will continue this all the way down, and I'll be back and we'll finish it up. Look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I am done this part here, and I just looked up the name or the color name of these bicones in case you're interested. They're white jade, I think. Jade white AB. And let me go back and see. I should have done this earlier. Okay, so these were 60 cents for how many? Yeah, I don't think this is the right one. Let me go to my AliExpress. Just one sec. Okay, so they were $3 for 650. And let me check the size of these, because some are saying 3mm, but these look bigger. But they are kind of short, so they might be. They're between a 3 and a 4. That might be a bad one to use. They are kind of uneven in their shape, but you know what? They are so beautiful. Like, you can see on that bracelet how amazing they look. So that's showing up as 4. So there. Look at that. These are incredible. I cannot believe how amazing they look. So I hope, it's hard for me to tell now because I have a light behind me which is creating glare on my screen. So sometimes my stuff doesn't look great, but then when I watch the video I'm like, oh, that's fine. What was I thinking? So yeah. So that part is done. So it's now time. Let's add the button closure. So let me add 3 on one side, then the crystal rondelle, and we are going to add 1 in a bicone and 1 that. And we're going to turn it around and go in. So we want it to kind of sit like a little thing there. And we're going to take 3 more. So I was going to do like a bicone in there, and I looked for some design finishes. It's kind of hard to find without watching a bunch of videos. So I think what I'm going to have to start doing is when I come across a different type of closure design that I like draw in my sketchbook so that I don't forget what it looks like. So let's bring that through that seed bead. And that looks awesome. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. So I probably could add more there, but you know what? No, I think I'm going to leave it. And just, yeah, there. Perfect. So we'll go through this and go up around one more time. It should be fine. That's not going anywhere. Actually, I might add a knot here. Let's pop. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get, ouch. And I put the needle through. There. Go through these guys. I may have a hard time getting through that first one, and I'll tell you why. Because remember how I had a tail there? Well, I had enough of this that I could weave through here and come out and do this. So I went and looked at it and went, oh, that looks good. I must have tied a knot there, but I didn't. and I cut the thread. It was fine till I started working with it. I'm like, oh, it's unraveling. So I had to quickly go through with this here and go through it, find the end, pull it through, make a knot. I managed to salvage it. What I did though is, because it was such a short tail, I couldn't tie a knot evenly on both sides. So when I got done with this side, the knot was like sliding up and down. So I just took my thread burner and just tapped it lightly till it created a ball and went inside the bead, and that's why it's kind of in there. So it's a bit full, that spot. So that was my mistake, assuming that I had tied it in a knot. It might be this side that has the knot. And there. Because it won't let me go through there, but what I am going to do is do a knot here and go through that pearl, and that'll be that, because that is pretty secure. That is so pretty. Man, I love this sparkly stuff. And there. Pop that knot in there. And I got these awesome scissors from Art Beads, and I like using them in this application because instead of the thread burner, because when you're working with these glass pearls, this is a finish that's on top, and I've actually burnt it doing up my, oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, so let's just grab this side, and do we have enough? Oh, that doesn't look like enough to go through. Nope, that's not enough. And that's not enough. Well, let's get it started if we have to add. It's annoying. No, I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna add some thread to finish this off. And I am done. So I went ahead and finished it off camera. Just, it was so much easier to work it. So I ended up with 20 11/0s at the end for this side here, and then on this side, that's what that looks like. So let's take a look. It just slides on, just lovely. Now I don't know, I guess it'll hold, like I'm pulling. I'm not ripping at it, but I'm at least pulling a bit. So it seems to be holding pretty good. So there is this lovely pearl bracelet. So thank you for being patient with me and hanging in there. And that's what this beautiful bracelet looks like. And you see how easy it is and how inexpensive these components are. Now I did find, and it may be just my lack of skill, like if you see these kind of move around quite a bit. So when I was coming through finishing on this side with my thread, I wanted to tie it in a knot, and this one was really loose. So I went through and just went through it again, and you can see it's totally solid now. This one's not too bad. But so if you want, you can go through them again. But I'm sure as I get better at this, I won't have to do that. There you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.